Hello everyone, welcome to today's session. Uh, we will just wait for a couple of minutes so some more people can join. Okay, I hope there are no audio problems or any such issues. Good evening, Devi Prasad, welcome. Okay, so in this class and there will be another session tomorrow. In these two sessions, I will be covering the current affairs of June and July 2021. Okay, that's the plan. August current affairs is yet to be compiled, but June and July, today and tomorrow, we will be finishing through 25 MCQs each. Okay, and civil service examination is just 1 month away, so I hope your preparations are all going very good. Okay, so it's time for the last minute revisions and all. So wish you all the luck. So in today's session, yeah, more people have joined. So let's begin today's MCQ series. There are 25 MCQs from June 2021 current affairs part. Okay, I'm not taking static parts. It's only current affairs. This series is a part of the current affairs series that I have been conducting since past year. Okay, so I am MADHAV SANKAR WARRIER. Welcome to MADHAV SANKAR classes. If you have not already subscribed to this channel, please do so. And let's begin. So from today onwards, the participants and the people who will be able to comment in the live chat session will have to be subscribers. Okay, I have turned on the subscribers mode. So if you have any queries, questions, or if you want to answer some questions that I ask in the class, please make sure you subscribe to the channel first so that you will be able to comment on them. Okay, so to the newcomers who are first to my channel, this is how it works. I will show you the question and I will read it out. I will wait for some 20 to 30 seconds. And in the meantime, you can post your answers in the comment section. Maybe right, maybe wrong, doesn't matter. Just give a good attempt. Okay, that's what matters. Consider this as the UPSC exam and try to attempt the questions in the way you would attempt the same in the UPSC exam. Okay, so let's begin. 25 questions, 1 hour session. We will wind it up by 6 p.m. First question from June 2021 current affairs. Consider the following statements about nuclear suppliers group. Okay, a question from one of the international organizations. Statement number 1. It was established in 1974 as a result of successful nuclear test conducted by India. Statement number 2. India is not a member of this group. Select the correct statements using the codes given below. Good evening, Satya. Welcome to today's session. So July 2021, same 25 MCQs will be conducted tomorrow. Okay, August, I'm not sure when, but we will look into it later. So first question is on the board. Let's see how many gets this. Feel free to post your answers, okay? Try to do it ASAP. I'll give you some 10-20 seconds. If you have any queries or anything regarding your preparations or anything, you can always contact me, okay? The methods and all, the platforms in which you can contact me are all in my Telegram channel. Okay, the link is given here. It is also there in the description section. Please use that too, for any kind of helps for your preparation. Theory classes will commence after the UPSC exam only. I'm not going to take any new theory classes at the moment because the examination is only 1 month away. Okay, there is no point in taking new theory sessions. Try to revise as much as possible in the given time. Okay, so yeah, first question, Satya is giving the answer B. Thus, please actively participate. Okay, correct answer is option C. All right, both 1 and 2, both the statements are correct. Nuclear suppliers group has been started, or it came into being because India actually tested the nuclear arsenal back in 1974, and it became a worldwide phenomenon. Until then, there were certain countries which had the dogma of nuclear power, but India was not a nuclear power at that time. And at that period, India conducted nuclear tests, and this earned India a lot of blame from all over the world. And NSG was created. It was kind of an anti-India formation, because India conducted this nuclear test. But anyway, now India is also trying to become a part of this organization, and that is why it is in the news. and China has been repeatedly denying India's entry into NSG. Okay, so NSG is a group of nuclear supplier countries that seeks to contribute to non-proliferation of nuclear weapons through the implementation of the guidelines for nuclear exports and nuclear-related exports. It was established in 1974 as a result of the successful nuclear test conducted by India. And that operation was known as Operation Smiling Buddha or Pokhran 1. Okay, this is the first one. Then India again conducted a test later on during the time of the A.B. Vajpayee government. I think you know that it has been portrayed in the Paramanu movie, the Bollywood movie. So I think you might know that. Just try to understand something about India's nuclear tests and journey of India in the nuclear arsenal series. Okay, question number 2. Consider the following statements about goods and services tax. So why is it in the news? It is in the news because GST has completed about 4 years around the June time. Okay, it was rolled in about 4 years ago, and that is why it came in the June current affairs. First statement, GST is a single domestic direct tax law for the entire country levied on the supply of goods and services. 2. It is a source-based taxation system. 3. Property tax and stamp duty, electricity duty, and excise duty on alcohol are not covered under GST. Select the correct statements. Hello, Shima City, welcome. Okay, please put the question number also so that I can know which question you are answering. Okay. Got an answer C. Others? GST, very, very important topic. Please do learn everything about GST. Occasionally, these things are revised. Okay, GST goes on with plenty of revisions every day. So please update your information on GST from the newspapers. Okay, Devi Prasad is saying it is B. Shima Seti going with C. Satya also going with C. 3 only, correct answer, very good. Okay, all of you, well done. It is C, 3 only. So GST is a single domestic taxation law. Yes, but it is not a direct tax law. It is an indirect tax law. Okay, this was an easy question. First statement is wrong. Everybody knows that. Second one, it is a source-based taxation system. No, it is a destination-based taxation system. So that is also, this is a very easy question. 1 and 2 are wrong. So the only available option is option C, that is 3. There are certain items that are outside the purview of GST, and these are some of them. Property tax, stamp duty, electricity duty, excise duty on alcohol. There are other things also, such as petrol, aviation turbine fuel, natural gas. All these are outside GST. Okay. Third question. Consider the following statements about sedition law in India. I think you all know why this is in the news, because government has been taking this using this sedition law against a lot of people, and many cases has been filed with this. So section 124A of IPC, that is the sedition law, was drafted by T.B. Macaulay, Thomas Macaulay. Okay. 2. Jogendra Chandra Bose in 1891 was charged with sedition for an article criticizing the age of consent bill. Select the correct statements. So second statement is a bit connected to history of India, the national movement. Okay, but see if you can answer it anyway. 124A IPC, a highly criticized section considered by many scholars as very draconian in nature. Sedition. Yeah. If any of you are facing any clarity issues with the video or something, and if you are unable to read the statements, please make sure to check the video quality you are playing. Make it at least 480p in the settings. Okay, 480p and above, the screen will be very clear. Okay, Sona Saji, welcome. Sona is saying it is C. Shima also saying it is C. Both A1 and 2. What's the answer? Question number 3. Answer is again C. Very good. Okay. Both the statements are correct. Sedition law is nothing new. Okay. It has not been imposed in the independent India. Not after. It's not a law that came after independence. It is a colonial era law, and it was formulated by Thomas Macaulay, the same person who formulated the Indian Penal Code (IPC). Okay, it's a very famous Macaulay's Minute and all. I hope you have read about it in the modern India theory part. Second statement is also correct. Jogendra Chandra Bose, he was actually charged with sedition in 1891 for protesting against a age of consent bill. Protesting in the sense writing an article in his publication named as Bango Basi. Okay, Bango Basi was a publication or a newspaper, and Jogendra Chandra Bose was its editor, and he criticized the British government regarding the age of consent bill. There are other people also who were charged with sedition law, for example, Gandhi, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, etc. etc. Okay, Bal Gangadhar Tilak also criticized the age of consent bill, but he was imprisoned for his criticism of the way in which Britain handled plague in Bombay. Okay, anyway, question number 4. The Golden Langur Conservation Breeding Program is implemented by which one of the following state? Okay, Golden Langur Conservation Breeding Program. Okay, so basically it is a program for conserving the golden langur. Golden langur is one of the species which is in the endangered category. Okay, I will tell you its protection details later. So this program has been launched in which among the following states in India? Option A is Odisha, B Uttarakhand, C Manipur, D Assam. Was that in 1891 or 92? I think it is 1891. I will just check it. Okay, I mean, I will make sure it is 1891. But from the source which I took it, it was written 1891. But again, UPSC does not play with years like that unless it is a very important event and all. Here, both the statements are correct. I will check it. Okay, anyway, Sona saying B, Chima Shetty saying Assam. Okay. What's the correct answer? Golden Langur Conservation Breeding Program. Correct answer to fourth question is option D, Assam. Okay, very good, Chima. So Golden Langur, this is the protection status of Golden Langur. It is considered as a Schedule 1 animal, Schedule 1 species in the Wildlife Protection Act 1972. According to the CITES index, it is in Appendix 1. And it is considered as an endangered species in IUCN Red List. Okay, very, very important, guys. Whenever these kinds of animals come in the news, make sure to study about them. Okay, for example, Indian bustard. Okay, Great Indian Bustard is a very favorite species of UPSC. There are many questions which UPSC have asked from these kinds of animals and other plants and all. So make sure to study the important ones. As usual, I am repeating it again. Please make sure to study whatever animal or plant is there in the endangered and critically endangered category. Critically endangered list is very small. Endangered list is comparatively a bit bigger, but try to at least read it 2-3 times so that if you can remember some things about it, it will be very useful. Okay, I mean not all animals in and around the world, but at least in the Indian context. That's enough. Question 5. Consider the following statements about Ministry of Tourism. Okay, I mean it's a very interesting question considering the fact that tourism has not been doing so well in India, especially due to the lockdown and all. But let's see the question. Statement 1 says, India Tourism Development Corporation, ITDC, is the only public sector undertaking under the charge of Ministry of Tourism. 2. Swadesh Darshan and Prasad are both the schemes of Ministry of Tourism. Swadesh Darshan and Prasad are both the schemes of Ministry of Tourism. Select the correct statements. So government schemes are always very important for UPSC. So please do study them. I think almost every academy that provides civil service coaching comes up with a compiled material regarding government schemes. Okay, so download that compilation from one of their websites and go through them. It will be very useful. Okay, every year there will definitely be X number of questions from government schemes. Okay, so that's a sure shot question. Please go through it. Okay, 5C. All right. Shima Sethi saying C. Satya Pandey saying C. Others? To the people who are unable to comment, please note that only subscribers are able to comment. Okay, so just subscribe to the channel, hit the subscribe button, and then you will also be able to comment. Okay. Sona is also saying it is C. What's the answer? It is C. Very good. Okay, this is a very important statement. Usually, when these kinds of specific terms come in a UPSC statement, that statement tends to be wrong. For example, here that specific term is only. Okay, whenever these kinds of terms like only, okay, no, and such other absolute terms, all, when such terms come in a statement, usually it tends to be wrong. But there are exceptions, and this is one of the exceptions. Actually, ITDC is the only public sector undertaking under Ministry of Tourism. Second statement is obviously correct. Swadesh Darshan and Prasad schemes are under Ministry of Tourism. Okay, I hope you know these schemes. Swadesh Darshan, it is actually the one that are creating a lot of circuits all around India. You have heard about the Buddha circuit, Ramayana circuit and all, right? All that is a tribal circuit. All that is a part of the Swadesh Darshan scheme. Prasad scheme, under it there are plenty of sites which are developed as tourism spots, and it covers all over India. Anyway, question number 6. Consider the following statements about India's agri-export ecosystem. Statement number 1. India has been a net exporter of agri products since the economic reforms began in 1991. 2. Marine products occupy the highest percentage based on value of the total agri export in 2020-21. Okay, choose the correct statements. So the first statement is basically saying that since the LPG reforms that happened in 1991, since Indian economy was opened up for the private sectors and all, India has been a net exporter of agricultural products. Second statement is saying, among all the products, marine products occupy the highest percentage of exports based on value. Choose the correct statements. Okay, so Seema going with C, Sona Saji saying A, others. I'll give you some time, okay? I'll give you some 10 seconds more to answer this one. Just think about it. Consider this is a real UPSC exam. How would you answer this? Don't skip it, okay? I mean, in UPSC, if you don't know, you can skip it, fine. But here, don't skip it. Try to make intelligent guesses. Okay, I got a couple of answers. One is C and other one is A. So the actual answer is A. Sona, very good. It is A. So India has been a net agricultural exporter. Okay, I mean, that is kind of obvious because India, the lion's share of Indian population is into agriculture and allied activities. Okay, it is one of the primary industries or primary, areas of job in India, agricultural sector. So first statement is more or less obvious. So that is true. Second one, marine products occupy the highest percentage. That is questionable, especially considering how much we cultivate other things. Okay, rice occupies the first, 21.1% in the net agricultural exports. Second is marine products with 14.3%. Third is occupied by spices. This is how is 1, 2, and 3. Rice is the leading export item, then marine products, and then spices. Okay, just remember these top three. Okay, then there are plenty of other products downwards. India exports a lot of other things also. But in general, remember these three. Also remember another important fact that India is one of the countries which exports a lot of water. Okay, water, not in the sense we are exporting water as water, but we are exporting the crops which takes up a lot of water. For example, rice. In order to cultivate rice, you need a lot of water, right? So by exporting rice, indirectly, India is exporting a lot of water. Got it? Question 7. Consider the following statements about horticulture. So another question from agricultural sector. Okay, horticulture. 1. Horticulture crops are characterized by high value crops, higher productivity per unit area, and lower requirement of irrigation and input cost. 2. India accounts for 13% of global production of fruits and 21% of vegetables, making it the largest producer. Select the correct statements. Horticulture, a very important area. Please study about Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana. Okay, there are specific packages for horticulture underneath that scheme. So please do look into it. Yes. Question number 7. I'll give you some 10 seconds more. Chima is saying it is A, Sona is saying B. Please make sure to put the question number. Okay. 7th question. Choose the correct statements. Also, make sure to read every statement in the UPSC question. Sometimes they may ask the incorrect statement. Here I am asking the correct statements only. Okay, but there are chances that what you are asked is incorrect and you miss it, and even if you know the answer, you will get it wrong. So don't be in a hurry or anything. Take your time. There is plenty of time to answer everything. So the correct answer to 7th question is A. Okay. First statement is correct. Horticulture crops are characterized by high value crops. That is true. Think about the different crops that comes under horticulture. Okay, lemon, papaya, mango, all these things are very, high priced or high value crops. Higher productivity per unit area. That is also true. Right now, I mean, just think about a mango tree, the area in which it stands and the number of mangoes or the amount of mangoes you get from it. So per unit area, the productivity is also very high. Lower requirement of irrigation. Yes, also correct. It's not like rice, which wants plenty of water and all. No. Lower input cost also. That is also correct. Compared to other, seasonal harvests and all, horticultural crops in general needs a comparatively lower input cost. So statement 1 is correct. 2. India accounts for 13% of global production of fruits and 21% of vegetables. Up to this point, it is correct. India do account for this. But the second part is wrong. Making it the largest producer, no. India is the second largest producer of horticultural crops. First place goes to China. Okay, China is the largest producer and India is at the number 2 spot. Okay, but India leads the production in certain items. For example, mango, banana, lime, lemon, papaya, okra, and all. As far as these items are concerned, India is ranked first in the world. Okay. Question number 8. Consider the following statements about National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Okay, very, very important. There are plenty of schemes that are put forth for children. Okay, and there are government is very focused. Both government and the courts are very focused on children. There has been lots of initiatives from all sides to protect children these days. Okay, so just make sure you study different schemes for women and children. First statement, it works under the aegis of Ministry of Women and Child Development. Second one, it is mandated to monitor and regulate in-country and inter-country adoptions. Select the correct statements. Question number 8. National Commission for Protection of Child Rights. Okay, Satya is saying it is C. Both are true. Others? I'll wait for one more answer. Okay, if I get at least 2 answers, I will move on. Okay, Sona is also saying C. So these are certain questions which can actually trick you. Okay, I mean, objectively, these two statements seems to be correct. Okay, I mean, if unless you know exactly what National Commission for Protection of Child Rights do, these two seems to be very obvious statements. But that's how UPSC will play you. Correct answer is option A, one only. This is not a mandate for NCPCR. The mandate of National Commission for Protection of Child Rights says only this. It is to ensure that all laws, policies, programs, and administrative mechanisms are in consonance with child rights perspective as enshrined in the Constitution of India and also the UN Convention on the Rights of Child. This is the mandate. It does not say monitor and regulate in-country and inter-country adoptions. Okay, so that is why second statement is wrong. First statement is correct. It is obviously under the Ministry of Women and Child Development, and it came into being in March 2007 under the Commission for Protection of Child Rights Act, which was passed in 2005. Okay, just keep this in mind. It doesn't say much about adoption in its mandate. Okay, I hope you know what a mandate is. Whenever a commission is put forth by the government will give certain mandate to that commission. That commission is expected to look into these mandates, okay, or the terms of reference, or these are their job. Okay, this is the reason why that commission is set up. That is what is called mandate. Clear? Question number 9. Consider the following statements about Central Vigilance Commission. This is a static question, but CVC has been in the news very recently. That's why it is in today's quiz. The CVC was set up on the recommendations of the Committee on Prevention of Corruption headed by Sri K. Santhanam. 2. It submits its report to the President of India. Choose the correct statements. This is a static question. Anybody who has read Lakshmikant should get this right. I mean, if you remember, that's no need to specify that. Okay, I hope you remember reading about Santhanam committee and all, but what does the committee deal with? Also, to whom do CVC submit its report? Does it submit the report to the president, or does it put it in the parliament, or to some ministry? That's the question. Yes, Satya, that's true. CARA is the adoption agency. Very good. Ninth question, Sona is saying it is A. Others? Satya is also saying it is A. Correct answer, C. Both are true. Okay, I just wanted to mess with you. That's why I said, I purposefully confused you by asking whether it submit the report to Parliament or President or someone else. Okay, it actually submits the report to the President of India only. CVC does not come under any ministry. Okay, that's the point. Central Vigilance Commission is basically an anti-corruption commission, right? It works against corruption. So if it comes under one ministry, then obviously that ministry would be able to influence them, right? So CVC should not come under any ministry. That's pretty much understood. So it directly submits the report to President of India. Clear? First statement is correct. Santhanam committee deals with Central Vigilance Commission. Question number 10. The Balfour Declaration, sometimes mentioned in the news, deals with which among the following countries? Option A, Afghanistan. Option B, Palestine. Option C, Libya. Option D, Iran. A very famous declaration, Balfour Declaration, which very often comes in the newspaper. This deals with which among the following countries? 10th question. Any idea? Think about it. Think about the countries that you came across in the news. Satya is saying it is Palestine. Others? Okay, nobody is answering. So I think I'll go on to show you the answer. Correct answer, Satya, it is Palestine. Okay, Balfour Declaration was issued after Britain gained control with the aim of establishing a home for the Jews in Palestine. This declaration is nothing new. Okay, Balfour Declaration happened long time ago during the creation of Palestine and the issues between Israel and Palestine. Okay, it came after the Second World War, so it's a pretty old thing, but it's in the news because there has been constant issues with Israel and Palestine, and certain votings have happened in the United Nations General Assembly, and India abstained from voting on certain items, and Palestine was not happy with it. Okay, so these international issues between certain countries which are in the news, please do study about it very well. Afghanistan is in news every day now regarding Taliban and all. So, try to have an understanding about the whole thing. If not in prelims, you can expect something in mains at least, or even in interview. Okay, I mean personality test. Question number 11. Consider the following statements. NASA has announced two new missions, Da Vinci Plus and Veritas, to Venus. 2. Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. Select the correct statements. So a question from your science and technology part of the current affairs. Okay, Da Vinci Plus and Veritas. The question is, who is sending this? Who has come up with these missions? Is it NASA? Is it European Space Agency? Is it ISRO? Is it JAXA? That's the first thing you have to decipher. Second one, these missions are aimed at what? Are they aimed at Venus or Mars? Maybe some other planet? Or maybe even out of solar system? Okay. Second statement says Venus is the hottest planet in the solar system. So if you have read the NCERT textbook of geography from probably class 7 or 8, you will definitely know the answer to that. So statement number 2 is very easy. 1 is the question. Okay, 11. Sona is saying it is C. Both are correct. Fine. Anyone else? Roshni Rajkumar, welcome. So Roshni is saying 11 is C. Both are correct. Yeah, I got 2 answers. So moving on. Correct answer. Very good. Both of you. Both are true. Okay. So NASA has announced both these missions in order to study more about planet Venus. Okay. And Venus is the second planet from the sun after Mercury. So, we might think that Mercury is the hottest planet, but actually it is Venus. Why? Because of the atmospheric composition of Venus. Okay, so Venus tends to be more hot than Mercury, even though Mercury is closest to the sun. And Venus is also one of the planets that spins backwards. Okay, the other one being Uranus. Only Venus and Uranus have this backwards rotation. Don't forget that. Only 2 planets in the solar system. One is a Jovian planet and the other one is a terrestrial planet. Okay. Question number 12. Suicide Worldwide in 2019 report was released by which among the following agencies? So this is a report that came in 2000, that studies the year 2019. So, a couple of years back. But the report was released very recently. That's why it is in the current affairs session. Okay. So Suicide Worldwide in 2019 is a report that is released by which among the following agencies? Number 1, option A, United Nations Human Rights Commission, B, Amnesty International, C, World Health Organization, and D, United Nations Development Program. Okay, Satya is saying WHO, others. Sona is also saying WHO. Yeah, two answers. Roshni also saying, so everybody got it right. Very good. All three of you. WHO. Okay, so in the 20 years between 2000 and 2019, the global suicide rate had decreased by 36%. Very important. These kinds of data are important. UPSC might say that in the last 20 years, the suicide rate in the world has increased. Okay, and we might think it is true. Right now, I mean, if we have no idea about that report, we might think it is true that the possibility of suicide increasing is very high. But actually, it decreased by 36% in a global scale. As of 2019, India has the highest suicide rate in the Southeast Asian region. Not something that we can be proud of, but it is a fact. Third one, India also had the third highest female suicide rate with 14.7 rank. Okay, so all these are factual statements. Please keep that in mind. 13th question. Okay, consider the following statements about Peter Pan syndrome, PPS. 1. It is seen as a social psychological phenomenon. It is a mental health condition that can affect one's quality of life. 2. This syndrome has not been recognized by WHO as a health disorder. Choose the correct answer. It's a very interesting question, right? Peter Pan syndrome. There are 25 questions. We will finish by 6 p.m. Plus or minus 5 minutes maybe. So why is it in the news, Peter Pan syndrome? It is in the news because there a case happened in Maharashtra, Bombay High Court, I think, in which the case was about a person abusing a young girl, and when the convict was brought before the court, he said that he has Peter Pan syndrome and he couldn't help it. Okay, and eventually the court gave him bail, not on this condition but for other grounds. But that is why it came in the news, Peter Pan syndrome. What is the answer? Satya is saying both are correct. Yeah, I think that is enough time for you to answer. Correct answer is indeed option C. Both are correct. Okay, I think it's obvious from where from where the name was taken. This syndrome is named after the 1900s fictional character Peter Pan. Okay, in that novel, right? Peter Pan, in that book, Peter Pan is picturized as a carefree young boy who never grows up, right? So since that the syndrome is also like that, a person who has this condition will want to be young always, or at least in a mental state will always be childish and very young, refusing to grow up. Okay, and in a carefree kind of situation and all. Clear? But just remember, the character was named after the Scottish novelist James Matthew Barrie. I mean, not named after, created by James Matthew Barrie. Peter Pan. I hope you have seen the movie also. Okay. Question 14. The term polar wandering, recently seen in the news, refers to which of the following? What is polar wandering? A. Migration of the magnetic poles. B. Movement of polar animals due to global warming. C. Loss of ice cover due to global warming. D. None of the above. So what is polar wandering? That is the question. Science and technology question. Let's see. You have 20 seconds to answer this one. Sona going with option C. Loss of ice cover due to global warming. Okay. Others, please attempt this question. Okay, try to attempt this question. Don't skip. Roshni also going with C. In UPSC, you can, you may or may not skip the question, but Satya is saying none of the above. In that case, what is the answer? Can you say, Satya, what's the answer? If it is D, then what's the answer? Polar wandering. Actually, the correct answer to question number 14 is option A. Okay, it's a point for me. It is actually the migration of magnetic poles. Clear? I purposefully put the none of the above option in order to confuse you. Okay, that was the idea. Usually in these kinds of questions, all the 4 options will have something rather than none of the above. So the correct answer here is migration of magnetic poles. So polar wandering is the migration of the magnetic poles over Earth's surface through geologic time. It can be used, for example, to measure the degree to which Earth's magnetic poles have been observed to move related to Earth's rotational axis. So I hope you know this concept. The magnetic poles of Earth keeps on moving. It's not static. For the pole star, for example, that is static. But the magnetic pole, that is, the pole identified by your magnetic compass, that is not fixed. It will change. It keeps on changing due to the movement of iron within the, inside the Earth. Okay, the iron, it's in a liquid state, so it keeps on moving and, in different directions, and accordingly, the magnetic north pole also will keep on changing. Clear? So that is polar wandering. Correct answer is option A. 15. Easy question. Consider the following statements about North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. 1. It is an intergovernmental military alliance established by Washington Treaty. 2. Headquarters of NATO is located at London, England. Select the correct answer. This should be an easy question, I think. But second statement is very factual. So if you know it, you know it. Otherwise, no. So if you have already prepared for your mains or have read something in the world history, then you will be knowing a lot about NATO. Okay, NATO came as a counter to the the spread of communism from Russia and all, USSR, not Russia, Soviet Union. Okay, and Soviet Union countered it with the Warsaw Pact. Okay. Anyway, 15th question, everybody going with A. Correct answer, yeah, it is indeed A. Can anybody tell me where the headquarters of NATO is? NATO is an intergovernmental military alliance established by Washington Treaty. That is true. Very good, all of you. Headquarters of NATO, it is not in London. Where is it? Yes, Satya, very good. It is in Brussels. Okay, the official headquarters of NATO is in Brussels, but the Allied Command Operations headquarters is located in Mons. Okay, both are in Belgium. Okay, so no need to have any kind of confusion. Correct answer, Brussels, Belgium. 16. Earth Day is an annual event celebrated on April 22nd. Worldwide, various events are held to demonstrate support for environmental protection. It was first celebrated in 1970. It is an initiative of which among the following organizations? Okay, A. UNESCO, B. World Wide Fund, C. United Nations Environment Program, D. United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. Which among the following came up with the initiative of Earth Day? World Wide Fund is what Satya came up with. I hope you know the difference between Earth Day and Earth Hour. These two are not the same. These two are different. Earth Hour is celebrated or observed sometime in the last week of March. Okay, that is the time when we switch off the lights and all for an hour or something. Okay, that's entirely different. And this one is actually an initiative of World Wide Fund. So regarding Earth Day, who is the initiator? Roshni is saying it is World Wide Fund only. Satya retracted the answer. Okay, Roshni also retracted the answer. Okay, I'll give you some more time to answer this one. 10 more seconds. Let's see. Do write the answer. UNESCO, World Wide Fund, UNEP, United Nations Framework Convention on climate change. Okay, nobody is answering. All right, the correct answer to question number 16 is option B, World Wide Fund. Okay, although these two things are different, Earth Day is actually an initiative of World Wide Fund only. You should not have taken your answers back. Both are correct. Both of you were correct. Okay, Earth Day events in more than 193 countries are now coordinated globally by Earth Day Network. So the coordination is done by a separate body known as Earth Day Network. Okay, now Earth Hour is a worldwide movement organized by World Wide Fund for Nature, WWF. This one I already told you. So although these two things are different, it is WWF that came up with all these things. Okay. Question number 17. The Operation Pangea 14 was in the news recently, is conducted by which of the following agencies? Operation Pangea 14. Option A, Interpol. Option B, World Wide Fund. Option C, FATF. Option D, NCB. Interpol, you know, International Police. WWF is World Wide Fund. FATF is Financial Action Task Force. And NCB is National Crime Record Bureau. Sorry, NCB is Narcotics Control Bureau. Okay. Okay, Satya is saying Interpol. Operation Pangea 14. Stick with your guts, okay? Sometimes your intuitions are very correct. Let's see. Sona is also going with the Interpol. So, yes, very good. Interpol is the correct answer. Okay, so what is this Operation Pangea 14? What does it deal with? It actually deals with fake online pharmacies. There are plenty of fake online pharmacies available, and Interpol went on a mission to shut these things down, to find out these counterfeit pharmacies which sells, illicit medicines and all. Okay, and that is known as Operation Pangea 14. Around 93 or so countries participated in this. India, including India, I think. Okay, a lot of shut down a lot of fake online pharmaceuticals. Question number 80. Consider the following statements about ethanol blending. Ethanol blending. Okay. 1. By blending ethanol with petrol, fuel mixture is oxygenated, so it burns more completely and reduces polluting emissions. 2. Using bioethanol in older engines can help reduce the amount of carbon monoxide produced. Choose the correct answer. Ethanol blending is considered as one of the ways in which we can reduce environmental pollution. So which of the following statements is or are correct regarding ethanol blending? 18th question. We have only 7 more questions to go. Okay. I will speed it up a bit. Tomorrow also we will have another one regarding July 2021 session. 1 hour session starting from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Okay, August we will do later on. So I hope you are doing that, Hindu quiz that I put every day in the Telegram channel. I put one question every day. Try to do it. Anybody who reads the newspaper can do it. Okay, not all the questions are directly taken from newspaper. So in certain questions, they are framed using some things that come in newspaper. Okay, for example, if something regarding SEBI comes in newspaper, I might ask about SEBI. That fact may not be in newspaper, but that's how you prepare. Okay, when a particular organization comes in the newspaper, you are supposed to read more about it from other sources. That's how you prepare. Okay, 18th question. Satya is saying A, Sona is saying C. Two different answers. Correct answer is C. Both are correct. Both these statements are correct. Okay, blending ethanol with petrol, it makes it more oxygenated, and so better burning, which means reduced pollution. Second one also correct. Even in older engines, if you use bioethanol, you can actually reduce the amount of carbon monoxide which comes out. Okay, so correct answer is option C. Combustion of ethanol made from biomass is considered atmospheric carbon neutral because as the biomass grows, it absorbs CO2, which may offset the CO2 produced when the ethanol is burned. So it is also considered as carbon neutral, atmospheric carbon neutral. Okay, an extra information, just you can read through it. I will share the PDF of the whole thing in my Telegram channel right after this session. Okay, you can download it and keep it for your revisions. 19th question, consider the following statements about the status of organic farming in India. 1. India rank 8th in terms of world organic agricultural land and first in terms of total number of producers as per 2020 data. 2. Among different states, Madhya Pradesh is the largest producer of organic food products. Choose the correct answer. So organic farming is a very important topic. Okay, do look into that. There are plenty of awards given by the government of India in the field of organic farming. There have been plenty of innovations in this field. Okay. Nineteenth question. India's rank is 8th in terms of world's organic agricultural land and first in terms of the total number of producers as per 2020 data. So, I mean, the report has been compiled very late using the entire data from Jan to December 2020. That's why it is in the June 2021 current affairs. Satya is saying A, one only. Can you tell me why statement 2 is wrong, Satya? Why is statement 2 wrong? Sikkim is the largest producer of organic food products. Okay, so correct answer is option C. Both are correct. Okay, understand the difference. I know why you think it is Sikkim, but Sikkim became the first state in the world to become fully organic in 2016. That does not mean it is the largest producer of organic food products. Okay, that is Madhya Pradesh. But Sikkim is a fully organic state. That is true. So statement 2 is also here correct. 1 is obviously correct. So answer is option C. I hope you understood the difference. Among the amount of or the quantity that is produced in the organic farming sector, Madhya Pradesh leads the pack. Second is Maharashtra. Third is Karnataka. Then comes Uttar Pradesh and Rajasthan. Sikkim is not even in the top 5. Okay, but Sikkim is the first state in the world to become fully organic. Okay. Question number 20. Okay. Consider the following statements about Tulu language. So there has been a lot of say noise about adding Tulu language into the Schedule 8 of the Constitution. Okay, giving it an official status. So regarding Tulu language, statement number 1. Tulu is a Dravidian language spoken mainly in 2 coastal districts, Dakshina Kannada and Udupi of Karnataka and Kasaragod district of Kerala. 2. Tulu has a rich oral literature tradition with folk songs from forms like Padanna and traditional folk theatre Yakshagana. Choose the correct answer. Tulu language. I hope you please go through the different languages that are in the Schedule 8 of Indian Constitution. Plenty of languages have been added to that schedule. Like Bodo, Maithili, etc., etc. Those things are not new, but even then, please go through the list. It's good to remember that list. So Tulu is also famous for what? The Vijayanagara Empire. Okay. In history, if you look at it, there is a similar named dynasty like Tuluva dynasty, but there the Kannada was one of the Telugu was one of the important languages. Telugu and Kannada predominant languages, but Tulu is another important language in South India. So the correct answer to 20th question is option C. Both are correct. So some scholars suggest Tulu is among the earliest Dravidian languages in history of 2000 years. I mean, it's not exactly validated, but some people do say that. According to the Atlas of World's Languages in Danger, published by UNESCO, Tulu is now considered as a vulnerable language. Okay, so World's Languages in Danger. This is actually a report or atlas published by United Nations organ, UNESCO. Okay, one of the prime organs of UN, UNESCO. So correct answer is option C. I mean, not one of the 7 important organs. No, that's different. UNESCO is one of the bodies, and it came in the news because United States during the Trump administration withdrew from UNESCO. Okay. Last 5 questions. 21. The Nagorno-Karabakh conflict was in the news recently. Is an ethnic and territorial conflict between which of the following nations? Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Option A, Afghanistan and Uzbekistan. Option B, Syria and Jordan. Option C, Rwanda and Uganda. Option D, Armenia and Azerbaijan. Satya is saying D, very quick answering. Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay, Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Anyone else? Please don't forget to like this video, okay, and share and subscribe to this channel. Okay, no one else is answering. Nagorno-Karabakh conflict. Correct answer is option D. Very good, Satya. Armenia and Azerbaijan. Okay, so Nagorno-Karabakh is a part of Azerbaijan. Okay, right now it is a part of Azerbaijan, but its population is predominantly Armenian. That is the issue. So as the Soviet, in the past, as the Soviet Union saw increasing tensions in the constituent republics in 1980s, Nagorno-Karabakh voted to become part of Armenia. And this sparked a war which stopped with a ceasefire in 1994. But even then, Nagorno-Karabakh area is right now under the control of Azerbaijan, despite being a predominantly Armenian population. Okay. All right. 22nd question. Project Himang is a project of which of the following organizations? Defense Research and Development Organization, DRDO, Border Roads Organization, BRO, Indian Defense Service of Engineers, IDSE, Indo-Tibetan Border Police, ITBP. Choose the correct answer. 22nd question. DRDO, BRO, IDSE, ITBP. Project Himang. Okay, Satya going with BRO. Fine. So there has been plenty of issues with neighboring countries as far as India is concerned. So please do look into that. India-Pakistan relations, India-Nepal relations, India-Bhutan relations, India-Myanmar relations, okay, Maldives. So India and her neighbors, very, very important topic for UPSC paper 2, international relations. No other answers? 22nd question, correct answer, yes, it is Border Roads Organization, BRO. So Project Himang is a project of the Border Roads Organization being implemented in Ladakh region of Jammu and Kashmir. This started back in 1985, and under this, BRO is responsible for construction and maintenance of roads and related infrastructure, including world's highest motorable roads. Okay, I hope you already know the fact that most of the roads in the border area are actually constructed by BRO, not NHAI or any other organization. It's constructed by a separate organization altogether. So study about BRO. Okay, question 23. Consider the following statements about Agni Prime. Okay, number 1. It is a new missile developed by DRDO and is an advanced version of Agni 5 missile. 2. Agni Prime is a long-range surface-to-surface ballistic missile and will have advanced features in agility and road mobility. Choose the correct answer. 23rd question. So I hope you know about this Agni series. Okay, India has different missile series, and Agni is one of them. We have Agni 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now we have Agni Prime also. Okay, then we have other missiles like Akash, Pinag, etc., etc. So do read about them. Let's see how many gets this correct. Try to attempt this question, 23. Usually, I have seen UPSC asking about BrahMos. Okay, a venture between India and Russia, the BrahMos missile system. But Agni is also one of the very, it's kind of a pride for India. It has been developed in very high qualities. All right, Sona is saying C, both are correct. Others? We have only 2 more questions after this. Satya is saying A, one only. All right. So it is another point for me. Correct answer is option D. None of the above. Okay, Agni Prime is developed, obviously, I mean, the missiles are all developed by DRDO. There's no question about that. Okay, but this is not an advanced version of Agni 5. It is an advanced version of Agni 1. Alright, and therefore Agni Prime is not a long-range surface-to-surface ballistic missile. It is a short-range surface-to-surface ballistic missile. Clear? Its what range is only between 1000 kilometers and 1500 kilometers. Agni 5 is covering around 5000 kilometers. Okay, Agni 1 is close to 1000 kilometers. So it is a short-range missile, not a long-range one. And it is a development in the Agni 1 series. So correct answer is option D. None of the above statements are correct. Penultimate question for the day. Which one of the following has launched Adi Prashikshan portal? Okay, which one of the following has launched Adi Prashikshan portal? Option A, Niti Aayog. Option B, Government of Odisha. Option C, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Option D, Ministry of Tourism. Last but first question. And last but one question, sorry. 24th. C, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Okay, Satya is saying it is C. You know who sponsored the India's hockey team for Olympics? Who is the official sponsor of Indian hockey team? Anyone? Can anybody tell me who is the sponsor of India's hockey team? Usually UPSC does not ask regarding sports. Okay, I mean questions are less, but anyway, you should know it. India won the bronze medal in men's hockey. So correct answer is indeed option C, Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Clear? The official sponsor of India's hockey team is Government of Odisha. Okay, Odisha is actually sponsoring the Indian hockey team. Don't forget that. And as far as Adi Prashikshan portal is concerned, this portal aims to act as a central repository for information on all training programs conducted by tribal institutions across the country under Adi Prashikshan scheme. Okay, that scheme basically deals with training of tribal people for tribal initiative. Okay, so it is an initiative of the Ministry of Tribal Affairs. Last question for the day, final one. Easiest question probably. Suez Canal connects which among the following water bodies? Very simple question. Option A, Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. Option B, Baltic Sea and Atlantic Ocean. Option C, Red Sea and Black Sea. Option D, Black Sea and Mediterranean Sea. Very simple question. Sona Saji going with option A, Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. Please do study about the countries that border important oceans and water bodies in the world. Which among the following countries border Caspian Sea, or say Black Sea, or Red Sea, or Mediterranean Sea? Okay, please do learn about them. Just take a map and look at it. That's the best way to learn that. And you can come up with some memory hacks. Okay. Satya is also saying it is A. Yes, obviously, very simple question. Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. So Suez Canal is an artificial sea level waterway running north to south across the Isthmus of Suez in Egypt, connecting Mediterranean Sea and Red Sea. Do read about Suez Canal, very important, especially because of the incident that happened in the Suez Canal area. Okay, the Ever Given, that huge, massive ship, cargo ship, got stuck in the Suez Canal and it affected the traffic through Suez Canal for a week. Okay, so it is very much in the news. So please do study about Suez Canal and a bit read about its history and all. All right, so that concludes our session for the day. Thank you all for joining and actively participating. We will have another session like this tomorrow dealing with the current affairs from July 2021. Okay, 1 hour session again, same pattern. So thank you all for joining once again. Please do not forget to like this video, subscribe this channel and share it with your friends. I will upload the PDF of the entire thing in my Telegram channel immediately. This is the link for Telegram channel, t.me/msrw1. All right. So that's it from me today. Bye-bye.